The Last of Us isn't just a game, it's a landmark in storytelling, character development, and emotional depth in gaming. But how did this masterpiece come to life? What did it take to build a world that feels so broken, yet so real? Today, we're going behind the scenes of The Last of Us, from concept to creation. The story of The Last of Us begins with Neil Druckmann. In the early 2000s, Druckmann was a young programmer and aspiring storyteller at Naughty Dog. He pitched a game concept as part of a school assignment while studying at Carnegie Mellon, a post-apocalyptic narrative combining the emotional weight of Eco with the survival tension of Resident Evil 4. His idea? A story where a hardened criminal protects a young girl immune to a devastating infection. Years later, as Uncharted 2 was wrapping up, Naughty Dog split into two internal teams. One continued with Uncharted 3, while the other, led by Druckmann and game director Bruce Straley, took Druckmann's idea and began development on what would become The Last of Us. At the heart of their vision was one core principle: character first. This wasn't going to be a game where gameplay dictated story. The story was going to drive everything: mechanics, world, and pacing. The world of The Last of Us isn't just post-apocalyptic, it's nature reclaiming civilization. The inspiration for the infection came from a real-life fungus called cordyceps, which infects and takes control of insects. Druckmann saw a Planet Earth episode featuring this terrifying fungus, and the team thought, what if this mutated and jumped to humans? This twist gave their world an eerie biological plausibility, one that grounded the horror in reality. Artists at Naughty Dog studied how buildings deteriorate over decades. They pored over images of abandoned cities like Pripyat near Chernobyl. They asked, what would a Boston quarantine zone look like after 20 years of collapse? The result is haunting. Nature, growing through concrete, skeletons left in apartments, diaries from the past scattered on bloodied floors. Every detail was deliberate, and that detail extended to the infected. From the runners to the terrifying clickers and bloaters, enemy types were designed around stages of infection. But these weren't just monsters. They were people, tragically transformed. But a world means nothing without characters you believe in. And The Last of Us is, at its core, the story of Joel and Ellie. Joel, voiced by Troy Baker, is a smuggler haunted by loss. Ellie, voiced by Ashley Johnson, is a 14-year-old born into devastation who's never known normalcy. The magic of the game lies in their relationship and how it changes, subtly, over time. Much of that magic came from motion capture. Naughty Dog treated their mocap stages like a theater. Actors didn't just provide voices, they performed full scenes, physically interacting, improvising, and reacting in real time. According to Druckmann, they rewrote scenes on the spot if something felt more authentic. One iconic example, Ellie giving Joel the middle finger, that was improvised by Ashley Johnson and left in because it felt in keeping with her character. The chemistry between Baker and Johnson became the emotional foundation of the game. With the world and characters locked in, the gameplay had to reflect the tone: brutal, desperate, and intimate. Combat in The Last of Us is not heroic, it's survival. Ammunition is scarce, enemies are unforgiving, and every encounter feels like a fight for your life. The crafting system, from Molotovs to health kits, was designed to force players into constant, moment-to-moment decision-making. Do you use that alcohol to heal or to build a weapon? Stealth was emphasized, but never made easy. The AI was revolutionary for its time. Enemies would flank, communicate, and react to player behavior dynamically. Unlike many companion AIs of the time, Ellie wasn't a burden. She was smart. She'd help distract enemies, throw bricks, even finish off foes in combat. To bring emotional resonance to the game, Naughty Dog turned to two-time Oscar-winning composer Gustavo Santaolalla. His music wasn't bombastic, it was raw, stripped down, and haunting. Using a battered old Ron Rocco, Santaolalla created themes that linger and breathe with the story. He didn't compose for action, he composed for emotion, for quiet moments, for heartbreak and survival. The Last of Us launched on June 14th, 2013 for the PlayStation 3. Expectations were high, but what followed was beyond anyone's predictions. The game received universal acclaim, praised for its story, performances, world design, and emotional impact. It sold millions of copies and swept Game of the Year awards across the industry. But more than numbers, it sparked a conversation about games as art, about empathy and storytelling, about what the medium could be when creators cared this much. It became a franchise, with a remastered version, a groundbreaking sequel in 2020, and even an HBO television adaptation. But it all started with one idea, a broken world, and two characters trying to survive in it. The Last of Us wasn't just made, it was crafted with heart, soul, and a dedication to telling a story only a video game could tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What's your favorite moment from The Last of Us?